Morning team. Today we are going to continue the series about the trading plan. Today I'm gonna discuss the execution part, but only these two bullets point, okay? Because it's like one. Maybe next video I'm gonna discuss this one. So what do I say here? Risk entry versus confirmation entry. As always, don't get too focused on the names. It's just names that I use, but in the end, it's always the same thing, whatever you want to call it. So risk entry only when you are in the same direction of order flow. Next, the support resistance level is violated or not tested yet. Confirmation entry, M1 multiple BMS required when price come from a recently mitigated levels, unconfirmed flow. Okay. I also have this one on my trading plan, which I suggested. You also have to do something like this, like a model, which is simple, stupid, but it helps, especially in the beginning. I have to be honest with you. Nowadays, when I see price action, it's not like I'm gonna think, this is the untested case, so I can take this trade, or no, this is the mitigated bid. No, nowadays I don't focus on this thing anymore. But in the beginning, for me to become rule based, I always looked at this. Okay, now I don't need it anymore. My brain just knows. It's all automated now, but in the beginning I remember when I was looking at a trade like, I shouldn't have taken this one because the level was mitigated and I take anyway, and I should have waited for the confirmation, and I was fucking things up. But yeah, so that's why you need a trading plan. Okay, I want to show you on charts with some real example. So let's start with the first one, which is the untested valid risk entry. Okay, so case number one, I'm gonna use a 5-minute chart because it's easier. But remember, I execute on M1, but I'm gonna use a 5-minute because it's easier for you to understand. But price fractal, if you use H1, is the same concept. So let's start with let's start knowing that right now, right here, price is bearish. Okay, we got a weekly raid, a daily BMS, H1 down, H4 down, so everything is bearish. H1 is aligned with daily, is aligned with 15, so we got bearish bias. Okay, and Asia forms, and yeah, look at Asia. This is Asia range, and okay, let's do this. So Asia forms, and we start to see price printing lower lows and lower highs. Okay, when I see this type of behavior, I want to get in shorts. Also, there was raid all over tops here. This is my favorite partner. I think 80% of my entries are the risk entry, because I love to trade with flow now. Nowadays, before I was taking more trade with confirmation against the flow. Nowadays, I almost solely trade with risk entry because I love going within 15 flow. So you start to say raid, BMS all over the places. Even if it's super early here, okay, in the day, it doesn't mean that you need to take this trade. I usually wait Frankfurt open, which is here, 7 o'clock. And yeah, when I start to see this type of pattern, I want to get in short. Let me see. Okay, when I start to see cures, this is like my favorite pattern. If you follow me, you should know. And yeah, so basically, what does that mean? When I see this type of pattern, I can get in risk entries. So let's get this again. So risk entry means that the next here is a resistance, in the example is a support. So next order block is not tested. Can you see the chart stops before? It's not tested, it's not coming from a valid support level. So here, this is being tested here, okay, this support. Let's say you don't want to go against the mitigated level, okay? Tested here, okay. Another support is being tested here, okay? Now, they're not coming from tested levels anymore, okay? One second, I need to take off my shirt because it's too hot. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so can you see support tested, support tested? Here, there is not any more supports on the left. I don't care if you want to go back in time and look for 2005 support. This is not the type of price action I want. I want fresh price action, okay? So here there are no supports anymore. What does that mean? That from now on, I'm allowed to get shorts if I want to use the risk entry, okay? So if I see a pattern or an entry here, I'm allowed to take it. So for example, I think I even took this trade. Here there was another raid, another BMS here. And when I see this, I'm allowed to look for an entry near. So just for the sake of this concept, let's explain now with the M5 levels, okay? Well, the origin will be this, or the origin, but you can say, I like this, I like to trade the last of the block. Okay, so this is for me what is a valid entry, okay? This one, right here. Raid, BMS, not coming from untested support, valid entry, get in, shorts, curve as a confluence, and buy, okay? 2-3R, my game is over. So this is the first example of my entries, risk entry, the number one. Let's check number two, violated. So here it was untested, now is a violated. What I mean by violated, that the order block that is pushing the price is gonna completely violate the next support resistance level. In this case, the bearish order block, but we're gonna look for a bullish order block because we are shorting all the way down. So, okay, let's go to the sample two. How do I do that? Yeah. Okay. Replay. Yeah. Okay. Example number two, violated. What do I mean? Let's see. Again. We have bearish bias, okay? There's nothing here to be bullish. Price is going down, flow is bearish, everything is bearish. This is Asia range, okay? And you start to see Asia high gets taken. So your mind should think about, let's go short. And what do I see here? Okay, let's play. Yeah, this was a good example. So basically the number two is violated. So here there is the first support that goes, you can say, look, they already BMS here, then another one, but then look at this. When they start to sell, they break everything. This support is completely gone. They completely disregard this support, this order block. I mean, this is a small range. They push higher. You know, they come here. They say like, hey, who are you? You know, like they completely disregard this support. Same goes here. Same goes here. They don't care. So when you see this type of price action, you can get confident in shorting. So this is for me what does it mean violated, okay? So I'm allowed to take shorts here. Well, right now, it's not like the cleanest M5 raid. I think I took this trade. But you know, when you start to see stacking rate BMS, maybe you can go on M1 or M3 or whatever time frames you use, and you start to look for origins, and you can place your trade, you know. I mean, okay. What is this? Okay. So this is how I trade. In here, when you see this type of support going away so well, like butter, I'm allowed to take shorts. Then I don't know your system or everything. I'm gonna explain in the next videos about my entries and so. But for now, let's discuss about who's boss. Okay, so violated support. I want to get in shorts. They are bossing, and indeed they're gonna work out for sure. Okay. Now the third example. Mitigated. Okay. Yeah. Price gone. Another example here. Same thing. They completely violate this support. Here there is an M5 BMS, okay? So you say like, hey, look, somebody's buying here. It's bullish flow. Yeah, they completely violated. They come back and keep going. Anyway, example number 3. Number 3 is mitigated. Let's have a look again to the chart. This one. Okay. So when price is coming from a mitigated resistance, for me to get confirmed about my entry, I want multiple BMS. Multiple BMS is meaning just like I want several swing lows or high, whatever you are trading, to give up. You know, this is like bearish trend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then they give up like 2-3 of them. I also use this scenario a lot in my trading. Okay, and let's have a look at an example. Replay here. Again, we got bearish bias. There is nothing to be bullish here. We are doing like lower low, lower highs all the way down. So we try to focus on shorts. Let's go to M5. Okay, we are back in premium in an untested order block, I guess. In this case, we are back in okay. This is an H1. H42, yeah, we are back in an H4, the bearish the block. Okay, anyway, let's go to M5. Play. Okay, what happens here? First of all, again, you know, I'm a big fan of Asia rates. So Asia high, 3 o'clock, can you see? Rated. And let's take this off. And big time, they start to BMS down, okay? Let's keep going. Yeah. Okay. Look at this. So, first support gone here. Second support gone. Bullish the block. Here again. While this one was mitigated by this week, but yeah, gone too. So look at this. Here there is an untested right BMS. that pushes the price higher. So what does it mean? In here somebody bought, and if you have bullish bias in here, you know that when they're gonna come back here, they should offer a long. And indeed, this is a red BMS, and look at how strong is this push. This is nice. This is a nice push. I don't like Asia price action, but this is a nice push. So you know that this level is valid. I mean, it's 30 pips push in Asia is like kind of respectful. So when they come back and they touch this support, because this is a valid support untested with the fair value gap here, I cannot short blindly, but I need confirmation. And where the confirmation come from? From several support broken. So when they go out here, I don't know who's gonna win. This is what I call unconfirmed flow. Okay, I don't know who's gonna win. Maybe this guy that sold here gonna win and they're gonna push price down, or maybe this guy that push up, they're gonna defend their price and gonna win. So for me, in order to get bias and to go with them, I need the confirmation. Where the confirmation come from? When they come back into the origin and I start to see again red BMS, okay? They raid again and they start to BMS all over the supports. So then I say like, look at this. This resistance didn't got, wait a second. This resistance is holding and they BMS again down. So for me, is a short game. I can get in shorts, you know, because the support is the bulls are trying to push it, but here the bears are defending. They couldn't BMS here, you know. So for me, it's a bearish game. Yeah, you see this? So I say like, okay, these guys are defending price. The BMS here, and most probably you can short. You know, as soon as you see the BMS, you can short. I don't know this exact example where was the short, but you know, like let's say you want to take a trade here now. For now, I'm just trying to explain how I see price action. You got tagged again, and we push it. You know, should push lower. I hope yes. Okay, you see what I mean? So yeah, you could have took the trade from here, maybe, yeah, but whatever. It doesn't matter right now. I'm not talking about R. Here we are talking about untested support and resistance. How do I look them? Okay, so when I start to see the defending the resistance at the BMS again, this is the confirmation for me that I can get in. Okay, because we're coming from a valid support, so I cannot take a trade blindly here. I cannot. If I took a short, let's say I took a short here, no? If I take a short here, yes, it's a win. I just got lucky in my mind, because who the fuck I am to know if this support is not stronger than this resistance? You know what I mean? Instead, my trading plan tell me, hey Francesco, you're coming from a valid support level, rate BMS bullish, big BMS, big inefficiency, they tapped. Look at these weeks. These weeks for me are bullish. These weeks for me are bullish. When you see many weeks, many absorption, I say like, fuck, somebody's buying here. And most probably if you go on M1, there is a setup long, a pullback. But I don't want to go into the pullback if I know that I have bearish bias on H1. So what I do, I wait for the come here, BMS again. When I see confirmation, I'm allowed to short. Okay? And down we go. Okay, this was the first example of a mitigated area of interest or the block. You see, because there were multiple BMS, we're coming from a mitigated. They say like, okay, I'm convinced. And then there is the final example, which is you see, I call it mitigated A and mitigated B. This is like the same of this one, but here you see several BMS, and here you see a second one, you know, like they start to BMS once, twice, third times, and then you get convinced and you get the confirmation that you want to go short or long. And the example is here. So yeah, again, we got bearish bias. We are in an H1. I'm gonna explain this in another videos, guys. But for example, yeah, look, H1 is bearish here, So the sponsorship of hourly sponsorship is bearish. Okay, you start to see that here you print lower low and lower highs. Can you see lower low, lower highs? Hourly is bearish. Okay, so you go on M5. You start to see here that they start to lose a little bit of push. It's still pushing, but like printing low, higher high and higher lows, you don't want to get in here. Then what happens? They raid here, here. I mean, you can see this is a BMS. It's not a raid. Yeah, for sure there is a time frame where this is a raid. You know, look on M30. This is all big wicks. It's bearish to me. Also, this is a fair value gap, so could be a top. I don't know yet. I don't know yet because till here all the M5 are pushing up. You see, holding, 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 holding. They're all pushing up. So until here, I cannot think shorts. In here, I start to see a BMS. Okay. Can I take a short here? Not really myself. Can I set a limit short in this other block and be happy with it? Well, you can, but it's not the way I trade because I want to have high probability from my side, so I'm not going to take a blind short here. And what do you do, Francesco? I wait at least for another BMS. So I say like, okay, the first support is gone, the second two, because here there is not like the big push like we see before. This is not like a huge bearish candle. It's not like that I see this type of price action like, hey, look at this. They break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supports. Now they come back, so I can short. No, it's not that type of price action. Here, they come back again up. So I don't want to get short here because it's too early for me to feel safe. Again, guys, this is just the way I trade. You don't have to trade like me. You can take a short here and take your chances and go on. I just like to be safe. So what I do, I wait for them to break another support. Okay. When I see them convincingly breaking another support, I say like, okay, maybe shorts are in. They break the first one, the second one, flow change it to my eyes. So I can look for a trade where, I don't know, guys. Now we are on M5 and I don't take trade on M5 candles, but maybe, I don't know, maybe here. You know, maybe there is a raid in here, or maybe you wait a raid on M1. So let's check it. Yeah, probably should have taken the whole thing. Even better. Here there is a raid, okay. M5 fresh. Probably you can take this one. Anyway, this was the example. Let me see if on M1 there was something. Yeah, to be honest, they didn't give an M1 entry here. No. But yeah, I hope you understand the type of the area of interest that I was intended to show you. You know, they didn't give an entry here, so no biggie. I just wanted to show you the area of interest and what I do to get in a trade. Yeah, look at this. Here you will have get swerved big time. Yeah, but whatever. So I will have wait first a swing low to go, then the second, and then from here I'm allowed to short. Okay. That's enough for me, guys, today. This is the way I trade. This is the way that I look at area of interest and origins. I try to wait for confirmation when we are coming from a bullish recent flow. I want to see several BMS or a strong move that when I see them to break in like 4 or 5 swing low in a row, I'm fine to get in the trade. And yeah, you don't always get tagged, but it is what it is. I hope this helps. I think you should build something like this for yourself too. It's not, you don't need to copy me as always. You find your own way to trade, but yeah, As I said, mostly of my trades are these, untested. Some is violated, but mostly are untested. I like to see fresh price action when the curve, this is my type of trade, my setup. Is what I love the most. Yes, guys, that's enough for me today. I see you in the next video when we're gonna talk about the 5 elements of to check M1 entries. Okay, bye.